Peace and blessings, everybody, brothers and sisters, kings and queens. It's Brother D. I'm back, and I'm back with another Black History sort of reaction. Now, peace to Mr. Mason James. Cash App request, Gil Scott Heron. He sent me sort of a double. He said one is with him speaking poetry, and the other is the actual song. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. Now, the first time I did Mr. Gil Scott, it was The Bottle, a gritty, real look at the ghetto and how liquor. It's just foul. I can't even. I look at it every now and then, and I gotta shake my head because it's still relevant today. The song "The Bottle" is still relevant today. From what I heard, Mr. Gil Scott might have fell victim to the bottle, if I'm not mistaken. So it's just, it's just a crazy thing. But I always heard the term and the phrase, "the revolution will not be televised." When I was young, didn't really know what it meant until later on. But the crazy thing is, even though I heard it on the radio and stuff like that, I never sat down and listened to Gil Scott to know exactly what he was talking about when he said the revolution will not be televised. A lot of rappers use the term and the phrase in the 90s, late 80s, early 90s. You don't hear that now, but they used it back then. So this is Gil Scott Heron. The revolution will not be televised, 1970. And let's see here. I was told, okay, because Mr. Mason sent me two links. Okay, so yeah, this is the first one. And then he said the second one would be the actual song and video. So let's see what Mr. Gill is talking about.
I was wondering about our yesterdays and digging through the rubble. And to say the least, somebody went to a hell of a lot of trouble to make sure that when we looked things up, we wouldn't fare too well. And we would come up with totally unreliable pictures of ourselves. But I've compiled what few facts I could, such as they are.
Damn, what he said just now is relevant right now. 50 years, 55, 56 years ago. What that first sentence he just said is relevant right now. That's what they want to do right. That's what they're trying to do right now.
To say the least, somebody went to a hell of a lot of trouble to make sure that when we looked things up, we wouldn't fare too well. And we would come up with totally unreliable pictures of ourselves. But I've compiled what few facts I could, such as they are, to see if we could find out a little bit of something. And this is what I got so far. First, white folks discovered Africa. They claimed it fair and square. Cecil Rhodes couldn't have been robbing nobody because, hell, there wasn't nobody there. And white folks brought all the civilization because there wasn't none around. How could the folks be civilized when wasn't nobody writing nothing down? And just to prove all of their suspicions, well, didn't take too long. They found out that there were whole tribes of people in plain sight running around with no clothes on. That's right. The men, the women, the young, and the old righteous folks covered their eyes. And no time was spent considering the environment. Hell no, this just wasn't civilized. And another piece of information they had, or at least this is what we were taught, is that unlike the civilized people of Europe, these tribal units actually fought. And yes, there was some crude implements, and yes, there was primitive art, and yes, they were masters of.
I'm not familiar with Gil like that. I listened to The Bottle, but I'm not familiar. I'm gonna assume because of what he's saying, he's being sarcastic. That's what it gives me.
And no time was spent considering the environment. Hell no, this just wasn't civilized. And another piece of information they had, or at least this is what we were taught, is that unlike the civilized people of Europe, these tribal units actually fought. And yes, there was some crude implements, and yes, there was primitive art, and yes, they were masters of hunting and fishing, and courtesy came from the heart. And yes, there was love and medicine, religion, intertribal communication by drum, but no paper, no pencils, and no other utensils, and hell, these folks never even heard of a gun. And this is why the colonies came, to stabilize the land, because the dark continent had copper and gold, and the discoverers had themselves a plan. They would discover all the places with promise. You didn't need no titles and deeds. Then they would appoint people to make everything legal, to sanction the trickery and greed. And back in the jungle, when the natives got restless, they would call it guerrilla attack. And they would never describe that the folks finally got wise and decided that they would fight back. And still, we are victims of word games. Semantics is always a bitch. Places once referred to as underdeveloped are now called mineral rich. And the game goes on eternally. Unity kept just beyond reach. Egypt and Libya used to be in Africa. They've now been moved to the Middle East. There are examples galore, I assure you. But if interpreting were left up to me, I'd be sure every time folks knew this version wasn't mine, which is why it is called his story.
Wow. 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 I feel like rewinding it, but I'm not. I gotta catch everything he said again. I gotta watch it again. That's the first link that was sent to me by Mr. Mason, and this is the second, which he said was the actual song. Wow. Wow. Okay. Definitely 70s.
You will not be able to stay home, brother. You will not be able to plug in, turn on, and cop out. You will not be able to lose yourself on Skag and skip out for beer during commercials because the revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be brought to you by Xerox in 4 parts without commercial interruptions. The revolution will not show you pictures of Nixon blowing a bugle and leading a charge by John Mitchell, General Abrams, and Spyro Agnew to eat hog maws confiscated from a Harlem sanctuary. The revolution will not be televised.
Wow.
The revolution will not be brought to you by the Schaefer Award Theater and will not star Natalie Woods and Steve McQueen or Bullwinkle and Julia. The revolution will not give your mouth sex appeal. The revolution will not get rid of the nub. The revolution will not make you look 5 pounds thinner because the revolution will not be televised, brother. There will be no pictures of you and Willie Mae pushing that shopping cart down the block on the dead run or trying to slide that color TV into a stolen ambulance. NBC will not be able to predict the winner at 8:32 on report from 29 districts. The revolution will not be televised.
Fred Hampton.
There will be no pictures of pigs shooting down brothers on the instant replay. There will be no pictures of pigs shooting down brothers on the instant replay. There will be no pictures of Whitney Young being run out of Harlem on a rail with a brand new process. There will be no slow motion or still life of Roy Wilkins strolling through Watts in a red, black, and green liberation jumpsuit that he has been saving for just the proper occasion. Green Acres, Beverly Hillbillies, and Hooterville Junction will no longer be so damn relevant, and women will not care if Dick finally got down with Jane on Search for Tomorrow, because black people will be in the street looking for a brighter day. The revolution will not be televised.
Wow.
There will be no highlights on the 11 o'clock news and no pictures of Harry armed women liberationists and Jackie Onassis blowing her nose. The theme song will not be written by Jim Webb or Francis Scott Key, nor sung by Glenn Campbell, Tom Jones, Johnny Cash, Engelbert Humperdinck, or The Rare Earth. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be right back after a message about a white tornado, white lightning, or white people. You will
Okay, he's saying so much. Oh my God. Oh my God. Francis Scott Key. He's the one who wrote, is it the Star Spangled Banner or one of those, the national anthem or something? Yeah. The original speaks of slaves and everything like that, or it's the entire song that they don't sing that part, that last verse or something like that. I know that. But Gil Scott Heron is saying so much. And I don't want to keep stopping it for a few reasons. Some of you may know this and have seen this already, and it's like, come on, brother, you're going to keep stopping it, Dennis? And then for some people who have never seen it before, it's like, how many times you going to stop it? Oh my God. This is a lot. Let me just back that up just a little bit to Roy. Oh man, he's showing pictures of everybody. Oh
Green Acres, Beverly Hillbillies, and Hooterville Junction will no longer be so damn relevant, and women will not care if Dick finally got down with Jane on Search for Tomorrow, because black people will be in the street looking for a brighter day. The revolution will not be televised. There will be no highlights on the 11 o'clock news and no pictures of Harry R. Woman Liberationists and Jackie Onassis blowing her nose. The theme song will not be written by Jim Webb or Francis Scott Keys, nor sung by Glenn Campbell, Tom Jones, Johnny Cash, Engelbert Humperdinck, or The Rare Earth. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be right back after a message about a white tornado, white lightning, or white people. You will not have to worry about a dove in your bedroom, the tiger in your tank, or the giant in your toilet bowl. The revolution will not go better with coke. The revolution will not fight germs that may cause bad breath. The revolution will put you in the driver's seat. The revolution will not be televised, will not be televised, will not be televised, will not be televised. The revolution will be no rerun, brothers. The revolution will be live.
Oh, wow. Okay. Wow. Wow. I'm trying to really digest everything he said, and it's a lot. I'm going to have to listen to this on my own in another few minutes. That was marvelous. That was beautiful. Both of those were beautiful. Both of those were packed with jewels, gems, nuggets, whatever it is you want to call it. And he did this over 50 years ago. Some of us were just gifted in a time frame and could capture everything that was going on through words or music or whatever the case may be. He did it with the bottle. I got another thing here for him to do called Angel Dust. I remember seeing that around the time that I did James Brown's Heroin. These guys could paint a picture like nobody's business. The revolution will not be televised. I'm not sure about that today, though. Today, if it goes down, it'll be all over Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Wow. I got to get back to it as soon as I get out of here with y'all. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Brother DQB, thank you. Mr. Mason, thank you. I appreciate that. That's Black history right there. I appreciate that. Peace, y'all.